Sam and Ron, here's your video from last night. I hope your arm starts to get better, and just remember to ice it 15 minutes on, half an hour off for a couple hours for the next few days, and then that's it. Just lay off of it. If you want to do some light throwing, see how it feels, go ahead. But anyhow, let me just show you once again the issue with the arm and why it's pretty important that we start to learn how to power out of the back leg and get the arm into the position it needs to be in so that the hip and shoulder can separate and receive the forces of the arm or to the arm a lot more efficiently. See this, the reach back here is pretty excessive. It's long arming and it's wrapped behind the trunk of your body. So once again, when you get into shoulder rotation, the front shoulder starts to rotate and the throwing arm still hasn't even really come down. So the front shoulder now is rotating. At this point here, the elbow is in line with the trunk, right about here. But it just gets in line with the trunk just a little too late because the front arm here is already beginning to lower and it's starting to pull right here. It starts to pull right here on the back arm. So it puts a lot of stress on the elbow. You know, when you're in this position at front foot plant, as soon as your foot comes down, what you need to be in is this arm needs to be pretty close to about 90 degrees. And you can get away with 95, 96, somewhere close to 100, but look at where you're at. You're at 123. So a lot of torque goes right there to the medial of the elbow because the forces are getting there. And in this position, it takes it pretty much centralized and focused in one area. Where if you were at a 95, 96 degree angle, maybe even 100, you can probably get away with it. The more that torque gets, dispersed around the arm. So you're just in a vulnerable position. And of course that we worked on bracing up the front leg, so it's forcing more energy up here, and it's making the arm move faster. So combining that with the front leg, there you go. You're going to have some arm issues there. But I didn't ask you during lessons if you had any kind of arm issue there anyway to begin with before we started, because I know it didn't hurt you until we started bracing up the leg and really pushing back. And you do a great job pushing back. There's a lot of good things you do. I mean, number one, look at how straight vertically you are. You don't rotate early, which is fantastic. Most kids your age rotate too soon. So their hip and shoulder separation is so destroyed because of that. You just have to work on powering out of the backside, getting a lower center of gravity, getting the back leg into what's called the force vector. It needs to be angled. It needs to go with your hip. So basically, your force vector is supposed to move down like this as your front hip goes down. Okay, so when your knee breaks your front hip, if I drew a line from your ankle to your knee, it should be somewhere here. Okay, but because you stand so tall, at this point right here in your delivery, you don't have much to drive because you're standing too vertical. So how could you drive horizontally, directionally in this angle if you're vertical? Either two things are going to happen. You're either going to pop up. Let's see if you pop up. If you pop up, that's because you're too vertical. If you just rotate, that's also because you're too vertical. So let's see. You don't really pop up. Your heel pops up, but your body doesn't pop up. Most time you'll see a guy actually lift. His whole body will lift. His head will lift. Your head doesn't lift. It kind of stays in the same plane, but your heel pops up, so you just kind of rotate. So your shoulders will react to that. Your hips will react to that, and they're just going to rotate as well. So you don't get too much angular velocity here, where we see the trunk really thrust forward. Let's change that to an arrow so you can see it better. The trunk thrusts forward better, and the shoulder here kind of, it pulls in a downward plane a little bit. Yours is a little bit down, not too bad, but it could be a lot better. And also a key contributor to angular velocity is chest thrust and back concave. So, and trunk tilt. And you don't have too much trunk tilt. So that's something that you have to work on. But great job keeping the chest vertical and not rotating early. And I love the way the arms are at the same angle. We just have to get this throwing arm up into a safer position without stretching back and extending, because it just doesn't receive force as well in this angle right there. It's just a tough angle, and of course it's behind the back, the elbow's behind the back as you're starting to turn out here, which is pretty tough on the arm, really tough on the arm. Okay, so nice job though. You got some powerful legs, so I think the more you work on flexing the back leg, and I think next week what we'll do is we'll get you on the belt, we'll wrap a belt around your waist, and we'll teach you how to get the hips out, so you're not just falling. You see how relaxed your fall is? It's just kind of falling, but you're not really engaging any of this. You're not really driving this out. You're just gliding out, and your leg here is so vertical that you don't have much to extend because it's already pretty straight. So there's no power, there's no distance that you're going to get here to lower your center of gravity. Okay. Anything else here that I missed that I want to talk about? Okay, yeah, the front foot. Let's work on getting that front foot straight and not open. And that's pretty much about it for now. See, what I want to do with you is I really want to work the bottom part of your body. That's where the power is, that's where the linear power is, and that's going to convert real nicely into rotational power. So as we work on the back leg, I think you have a great front leg. I don't think we need to work too much on that other than just keeping that foot straighter. But we need to get some more power, more drive, more speed from the back side because you've got the ability. I mean, you've got fast twitch muscles, so you're going to be pretty good at this. We just need to figure out how to flex and how to move forward and how to get the arm, and the arm will get up into a better position so that you can get the hip to shoulder separation you need with the arm in the right spot to take the forces, okay? So really good job. I mean, it's just, again, it's just a nice little glide, and then it's rotational, and you're very powerful with the front leg. You get a little bit of push with the back leg, but just not nearly enough that you could get. You have so much more to do, and the potential is just, it's great, and you should see some pretty good results. All right, anyhow, take care of that arm. I will see you in a week. Let me know how things go, okay? Shoot me a text. Keep me updated, okay?